Good evening, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the 2022 Fighting EX Slayer Roundtable. I can't believe we're back here again. We're almost at the tail end of the friggin' year, and we finally managed to get doing this today. We're lucky because I was actually off today from work because at my job, if the holiday falls on a Sunday, we get the next day off, the day after off. So that's a good thing. Of course, I am Marnezy here with Geki and Razzira once again this year. How are you folks doing?
Feel like $1,000,000.
Feel like $1,000,000? Wow.
Yeah, it's been an exciting year. So we're about to cap it off with the Fexel crew once again, and what better time, man?
I know. And I hope you folks enjoyed the inspirational quotes by the three of us. They're transitioning on the right side of the screen here. Uh, you know, a lot of true quotes that each of us would possibly say, probably say, or definitely say. In Geki's case, of this one, definitely say that. Uh, for those that can't read, what Razzira says is pressing buttons when you have meter leads to the path of enlightenment. I mean, I figured that's something Razzira would definitely say. Like, I think that's definitely a Razzira quote.
You
Uh,
got meter, we gonna use it, you
I know,
know?
right? Well,
Yeah.
this has been a pretty, I would say, a pretty interesting year this year, 2022, for Fexel because um, what a lot of things have transpired over the years, not just with Fexel, but with like everything else uh, in terms of video games in general, and how offline stuff has started to come back even more. Of course, it started with late 2021 with CEO, and then a lot of offline events are starting to come back and things like that, which is, of course, it's a good thing. But however, that could reduce the amount of online tournaments that could happen. But a lot of TOs that have been doing the online stuff still doing it. I'm doing it. Geki's been doing it as well. Among many others. So of course, the online scene is still strong because, like, some people don't want to go outside. I mean, I don't want to go outside at this time. It's cold outside right
It's freezing. Yeah.
Yep.
now. And what's it's I don't like this cold. Like, we had negative temperatures over the weekend, and I decided to check you guys' what it was like in Vancouver, and you folks were warmer than us, and I was mad. I was like, "Fuck you guys!"
I mean, just move, right? Just
Oh,
move.
oh yeah, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy, right?
I'm
Yeah.
definitely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What
Problem solved. Just
sage
don't be cold.
sage advice from Geki here? Just
Yeah.
move.
It's like the same advice as, just don't get hit. Just don't get hit.
Hmm.
Yeah, most definitely. But we're going to talk about a couple things. There might be some hard truths uh, that a lot of people may or may not like about what we may have to say about this year. But I think this year has been going pretty okay in terms of a quick summary that has happened with Fexel. We still had the Fighting EX League going on from time to time. We've taken we've taken what, three hiatuses from Fighting EX League.
Hmm.
I mean, we
Like
made
two and a half, I think. Yeah.
something like that. We've made two. We even had a stream discussing it
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Um, Fexel had two updates to the game. One where they added EX moves, and two where somehow Urka had summoned the Dragon Balls and made the netcode even better,
Hmm.
which is kind of wild. Which we'll talk about that later as well. And I am also moving at 5 frames per second here for some odd
Hmm.
reason. Maybe because I'm actually like live streaming this whole thing. Maybe if I just like turned off my background,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
that will work.
Well,
Jackie,
and
let me
also,
know.
Arneezy, they added the key binding option.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right.
There were certain things you weren't allowed to keybind, but they fixed that, which is great.
Yeah. There, I turned off, and I'm looking smooth now. All right, here we go. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, maybe if I like actually pulled up my actual green screen and did all the actual settings there, but it's all good. It's whatever. It's whatever. So, uh, but yeah, I think what was really exciting about this year was that um, this year marked a couple of things. One, the game has been on sale so many times I kind of lost count. So we've
Hmm.
had some new players coming in to the Discord,
At
and
least 4 times this year. At least four,
yeah,
which is
uh,
unheard of.
with PlayStation, when they introduced the new subscription model, Fighting X Layer was included as part of PlayStation Plus Extra slash Premium. So that was included. So PlayStation players could at least try the game out without having to buy it. When it's even though it's $8 numerous times, things like that. So that's actually a really good thing. Of course, the folks in Japan have been still grinding this game, at the arcades, and uh, it's like super early in the morning here when Machi goes live playing Fexel almost every day, just
Hmm.
improving his dad power, and things like that. So I think it's a really good thing. But even with the fact that I remember, I think it was Faith that had said that maybe if the game was a PlayStation Plus game, maybe it would get even more people to play. Well, I mean, technically, it kind of is a PlayStation Plus game, and just the thing is, only a few more people have actually tried it out. Of course, every time I get the chance to say, hey, this is available for free if you have this. If you have this
Hmm.
subscription model, give it a try. But I don't see a lot of like new reviews. Like a few, just very few. But the thing about Fexel is that it doesn't have a lot of stuff to make people stay. The only people
Hmm.
that stay are like you know those that actually definitely continue to grind. Like Wavy, of course, Zerky from time to time, things like that. You know, I can't say the same thing about Fighting X Layer AD, another dash, because that game has never been on sale since it just came out. Like
Hmm.
It's
every
true. No
every
eShop sale.
every
No nothing.
eShop sale, that game is never on sale. It's always the
Mhm.
same, 24.99. So
I wonder why too, because if you think about it, like content wise, right? Like I would say, Fexel on Switch and PC and PS4 are not good packages as video games, right? Like obviously they're super fun if you just care about the gameplay, if you just care about playing people or playing the AI. Like it's super fun. I love the mechanics, but there's even less content in the AD version. So the fact that that has never been on sale is kind of wild.
exactly, and there's no trial mode. There's arcade mode, of course, but like, uh, and the fact that there actually is a demo, which is nice for people to try out. But the only problem is there's like no training mode for the demo,
True.
um, which kind of sucks.
I think
For
that's fine though,
Hmm.
to be honest.
okay,
I know people would be, they would have grievances about it, but like I think it's fine.
but here's the thing: you can download Killer Instinct for free,
Hmm.
and all the modes are there. You just have to buy everything else. They have a rotating character. Uh, there's training mode, there's tutorial, there's uh, you know, online, offline. So, and that worked out, and people are still playing KI,
Hmm.
as to my knowledge, except for that one time for many many months when someone hacked into the servers and made it unplayable online for some odd reason.
Hmm.
But that got fixed. But anyways, so I mean that's the thing is like even with eShop sales, it's just AD is even if Nintendo doesn't allow a lot of games to be on sale. That's I kind of find that hard to believe because I see a ton of games on sale on eShop when I had a
Hmm.
Switch because I don't have a Switch anymore. But there have been Fighting EX Layer AD tournaments. Of course, Geki, you ran them. Of course, shouts to Toast Rider for running them. But a lot of times, I think we all got burnt out by playing the game. Like I kind of stopped having fun with it. That's why I just stopped playing. This was even before I had to sell my Switch. I kind of just did not have a lot of fun with it anymore. But
I mean, do you want my hot take on this? So I think what they could have done, I don't think the package of 80 is going to change anytime soon unless April Fools they throw us a curveball, which they always do, but I think the best way to get more people to play it is they should have just made the demo have every single character have training mode. You just can't play online.
yeah,
I think that would have been fair.
yeah,
I think it would have brought more people to like, because if you want to connect with people to play online, right? Like if you don't want to just play with the person you're, sitting on a couch with or whatever, or at the very least, just, you know, have everything there. Maybe you can't play ranked, but you can play casual lobbies. Unlock all the characters and then disable training mode. I don't know, because most casual players don't care about training mode anyway.
yeah. And of
And if you really
course,
care about the community and you like the game, you'll just pay the
yeah,
few dollars to buy it, right?
but yeah, I think they've stopped supporting, or at least I don't think any more updates are going to come to AD, unfortunately. And this last update with Fexel is basically the last update period for Finding EX Layer, uh, which is
It
very
seems that way. Yeah.
it seems that way. I mean, the game's been out for 5 years. It's been a pretty good 5 years. I mean, we've always, all of us, starting from, with the OGs that started playing Fexel when it first came out, they've over the years have just slowly went away, unfortunately.
I mean, we're not going anywhere.
And I mean, yeah, but some others, Jimmy left. Starrich is doing his own thing. He's been playing AD every now and then. Uh, Eddie Bam needs a new controller. uh, you know, uh, D Nice. Well, he came back for a little bit. He was gone for.
And he said he'll return again. So when I hosted another tournament in January, hope to see him back.
Yeah. And but just but also and of course we have the one person that Fexel is a complete package right now that still hasn't bought the game, played it. But yeah, it's on and off for a few. Some have left. I came back after taking a short hiatus from it, but I'll always come back to Fixel because it's a fun game. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Razzira, despite the fact that he's about to go Hollywood on us, he'll still play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, well, even like, yeah, I think Jimmy like said it best when he kind of came to the conclusion, and that he's gonna stop playing regularly and he's gonna move on to other things. Is like there's so many games out right now, and there's like depending like because obviously everyone has different vibes. People get busy and stuff. When you have a little bit of free time, Fexel unfortunately ends up not really being the first choice of game to play.
Yeah.
Because so much of it is like contingent on the fact that it's a fighting game, and one of the main draws of fighting games is playing other people, and because we're a smaller community, that's a little easier said than done at times. And I know the Discord does a pretty good job of helping alleviate that, but you can only Fexel has been a game that's been out for a while now, so people have already kind of formed opinions on it.
mm-hmm.
And the people who are playing the game are going to continue to play the game, but trying to get other people and you want to convince them to play, it's a bit of a hard sell sometimes. It's like, well, can I hop in and can I play the game? Can I just go online? And the first thing you have to do is tell people, well, you got to join the Discord if you want to get games, and da 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 da. So. And even myself, when I have some free time, it's like, oh, I'm gonna got an extra hour, 90 minutes. Fexel has recently not always been unfortunately, my first choice because I know that it's going to be it's kind of like a coin toss whether or not I'm going to be able to find games, even if I do hit up the Discord. Because sometimes, of course, people, like I said, people are busy. They have different schedules and stuff like that. And there's just so much other things to play right now. Like, unfortunately, a lot of gaming is just what's the newest hottest thing to play, right?
Yeah. And Strive, other games that are out, people are going to choose over that. Like not just fighting games, but like single player games and stuff like that. I know Geki is all about, what is it called, Koromon. Razzira over here playing CS:GO every waking moment he can. Me playing other games and stuff like that. So yeah, I will say that Fexel is not even my first choice either. I mean, I love the game, but it's not my first choice. And yeah, of course, Jimmy said it best when he made that whole stream about it. It's not going to be everybody's first choice because not everybody is going to play. I mean, I haven't seen Disintegration play in the longest time. I mean, he'll probably play during Vortex Gallery 2023 just to defend his title, but I mean, I haven't seen that guy play. I mean, we know he exists because I've seen a picture of him. I mean,
Mhm.
I've seen him do things in real life.
Can confirm he is humanoid at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can confirm
As
he
far as
is
we know.
humans.
as far as we know,
He
yeah,
is a human.
he could be a Terminator, but we're not sure yet.
um,
But no, in terms of that though, like I don't want to stay too negative because I think everything in today's society, not just games, like you have to compete with everything else.
mhm,
Like you're not just
Mhm.
competing with other games that are out, you're competing with Netflix, other streaming services, other things that come out and things to do, right? Like
mhm.
you compete with family for God's sake. A lot of people that grew up with fighting games, a lot of them are family members. Like like Arneezy, you have a full family, right? And
Yeah, they're around.
it's just stuff gets in the way, schedules change, all that sort of stuff. But I think the key takeaway is that because Fexel is such a small community and it's such a tight community, so I think the ultimate way to support it is that when we throw a tournament, you show up. You don't have to play the game in your free time. You don't have to play it online. You don't have to, make campaigns for it or demand funding and that sort of thing. The biggest thing that impacts Fexel and has us have a good time is just getting people to enter brackets. Like we don't care about the prize money. We don't care, who's entering the bracket, who's not. We just want to have a good tournament. We just want to spend time playing Fexel, enjoying a game we all care about and enjoy.
I mean, and
It
of
doesn't have to
course,
be your first choice, but when we run a tournament, you have to understand that this is the only time to have it feel like we're in a big community because outside of the matchmaking channel you're not going to get games very often otherwise, right?
and
I mean,
yeah,
lately I've noticed like in the past month or two that a lot of people have been making commitments to search the matchmaking channels, and it's been pretty consistent for most days,
yeah,
but
yeah,
once in a while there's going to be moments where it goes down, right? Some people have things happen in their life. Like I started a new job in September, and that's why I stopped doing the tournaments every month. So when that stuff falls apart, you guys have to put in like a touch more effort than you would if
yeah.
you do care about a community, right?
Yeah. And, despite the fact that I'm still trying to recover from the war crime that Jashido committed on my stream on Saturday, uh, I still like Fexel. I still like, seeing the players play and the tournaments happening, despite criminal activities that Jashido has done in recent days. Um, but, you know, yeah, I don't want to stay too negative either, even though we're probably going to come back to being negative later on.
Please
Uh,
don't.
try not to. But I think it was just it's just us two running the stuff. Toe stepped in for a little bit with AD, and the numbers got too low to keep it going. And I feel him. I feel that pain because when I did Vortex Gallery last year, and it was only 13 people that entered. I mean, compared to Anime Evo, That kind of, that just really like demotivated me. I mean, I went through with it. We had a very small, prize pool. I mean, the Disintegration didn't get a lot of money, but he didn't seem to care. Um, and yeah, I feel that pain. Like I had to cancel a few PS4 ones because of very low numbers, and I didn't want to waste people's time with running something that doesn't have a lot of people in it. And you know, and of course, there's people that do stream Fexel, but everyone has a different schedule. We all can't play together, and that's understandable. Like,
We're also in different parts of the world too.
yeah, we have EU folks that play in the time that NA folks are at work. We have Japan players playing when NA and EU folks are probably trying to wake up. Because I know I have a hard time waking up.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's the thing. Fexel is not a game that is constantly being played all the time, unfortunately. And you know, it's hard to get game nights going because, like, I don't know who's there, don't know who's available. Even with just having game nights and not tournaments, it's hard to get a lot of people going, which is very unfortunate. I can't just jump in and be like, let's play.
I mean, I will say though, like not this year, but last year when actually up until this year, every time that Arika has dropped an update in some way that affected the game, for at least a week or two, ranked was like flowing. So I think Fexel has it in it to, be busy and have people to play if you just pop on ranked or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just comes down to Arika, getting money. Because every time they made an update, like ranked is popping.
Mm-hmm.
Not consistently, not every single hour of every day, but like way more active than any other time that we've seen.
Man,
And then eventually just, fades away because there's no other updates, right? I think hopefully my big hope for whatever the next thing is that they understand what they need to do to keep players engaged,
Mm-hmm.
like of regardless of what level. Because even as like a competitive player, like I still like unlocking like titles or like slightly different like aspects of customization, like player tags or like profile displays or like a wallpaper, even like an icon or something for your player card or whatever. Even like colors for my character, right? Like why can't I unlock colors or like color pieces like you do in like KOF 13, for example, or even just like add color customization. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the things that I think would really entice people to keep playing the game is a lot of those kind of customization pieces, because I remember back in the day when I just started playing MKX, I didn't play online like ever.
Yeah, me
All
neither.
I would do was I would play the towers because I'd be unlocking gold, and then that gold would unlock me a bunch of pieces, or I'd look for challenges that I need to do in order to unlock certain, title cards or emblems, something like that. And that was probably like the big gameplay hook for me, because like I said, I didn't play other people online. I wasn't going to tournaments. I wasn't doing anything like that. But I kept playing the game because I had something to look forward to. And I think the biggest thing that works against Fexel is this idea that the only thing outside of, doing trial modes is arcade modes. But then you don't really get anything for arcade mode either, except for, basically a victory screen.
With like the story text and yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be, I think if it had a better type of gameplay loop that would help sink its hooks in and make you want to play the game more, that you just have more of that sort of natural progression of going from a casual player to somebody who wants to play online and wants to grind out a lot of these matches, and then you find the enjoyment there, rather than having that sort of be like the only thing you end up looking forward to at the end of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you gave me a really good idea. So, you know how there's Kumite mode hidden in the game in training mode right now? And, the game doesn't talk about it, first of all. There's no mention of it anywhere unless you accidentally stumble onto it. I think what would
Hmm.
be really sick and not that hard to implement, honestly, is just add a spot between like arcade mode and versus mode that says Kumite mode, and then
Hmm.
make it so that's its own mode. So like you go on stages, you like every time like a character dies, you like it automatically does the transitions to the next character or whatever. And you know how it keeps score of like how many enemies you've KO'd and stuff like that. What
Yep.
would be really sick is that in that mode, it connects you to online, and there's a leader because currently there's leaderboards in the game for ranked, right? And there's one for score and one for actual rank. There should be
Hmm.
a third option for Kumite. So literally, you can compete with people online without actually having to play anybody with like your ranked score in Kumite mode. And that would be a
Hmm.
way to branch casual people or people that just like, trying to get on win streaks or whatever. And also to get a high win streak, you need to be pretty decent at the game, right?
Hmm.
So maybe that's a
Hmm.
good way to blend people in from like a casual standpoint to like if they're getting really high streaks, they're like, oh, I guess I can play people now, right? And then
Right.
lead them in
Yeah.
that way, right?
Yeah, the I didn't even know there was. I couldn't even like. I knew it was there was a thing as Kumite mode because there's a trophy for it or achievement for it.
Mm.
But for like a while, I had no idea where it was. And and the thing is that Eddie said it earlier. Like it would be nice if we were able to speak with Mahara-san or Nishitani about our concerns and things like that. But of course, we need a translator. But you know, I think the because the things we say in text translates differently in another language, of course. So
Mhm.
a lot of barriers right there, and there's I know we've asked for quite a few things. I mean, we got some of the things we wanted, um, but I'm also going to say that the PC port is also not fully optimized because some people with good PCs
Yeah.
can't even play the game or just have issues playing the game. So, and also Fexel AD. It hasn't been ported to any other platforms. I mean, I guarantee you it'll be a little more successful if it was ported to other platforms because not everybody's going to play on Switch.
Mhm.
So.
I think there's a good chunk of people that are honest when they say if this game came out on any other platform except Switch, I would be playing it every day.
Mm,
Because people love the EX series. They love that style of gameplay, It's a lot less overbearing to learn, at least on the surface, because there's less mechanics to deal with, and they're all universal, exactly in the same way how they work.
mm,
And there's no like flashy icons to like memorize or look at. And and I'm just saying that because people act like you have to know every Gogi and what they do, but it's really not that. Like it's not like you have to learn. What is it? There's 16 decks and like 5 in each deck, but like
mm.
people think that each one is unique, but there's tons of overlap.
Yeah, and the
And they're
thing
not
Hmm.
as complicated as like, oh, when you use this deck, now you have to learn a whole new game. It's not. It's just like, oh, now I can just teleport, or this one gives me extra speed. Like it's not as crazy as people think.
and the thing is, they've put AD on Steam already before in one of the betas.
They did, yeah.
They could
Hmm.
just do that. They had the assets. They had the things for it. They had it. That could have been what we get. What that could have been something we would have had. As an official release. I would like if they release like a DLC for Fexel just to have that. I'll guarantee you, I would buy that, and I would give 10 of my friends that as well.
Yep.
Here we are having heated discussion on Boxing Day about this. Happy
Actually,
Boxing.
even I'm looking at the menu or the manual for the game.
Mhm.
It also doesn't mention Kumite mode at all. But it got me thinking. So how I was mentioning how if we had a Kumite mode on the main menu, and then you could just have the leaderboard that way, so you could try to get a high score in Kumite mode. They also time the trials. I don't know if you guys tried expert mode, like with the trials of character stuff to do, but at
Yep.
times how long it takes for you to complete it, right? And then it stops the timer once you get to the last one.
Mhm.
That could also have a leaderboard as well. Because there are a ton of people that just like doing the trials and then doing it, as fast as possible or whatever. Like we already have arcade runs and speed runners. Like they're on like speed running websites, so why not just have that as well? And I feel like that also wouldn't be that hard
I
to
mean,
implement from a game dev
on
side.
speedrun.com there is a Fexel category, and Wavy is actually on the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's number 3. I'm actually going to try a run in the future because I think I can beat number 1. So
Yeah, same here. I mean, especially now with the new Gogi. But let's move on to more positive pastures. As you can see, this image that popped up right here is very serene, very calm. So as you all know, this year was the introduction of EX moves for each character. However, I mean, the other thing is that only it's only one EX move per character. I wish they were able to add more because there are some characters' EX moves just straight up suck.
wait, hold on. I think that we're in an ad right now. I'm not sure if it's true, but
We probably are.
Yeah, I'm seeing an ad.
Oh no.
yeah,
I
just wait
mean,
20 seconds. I
look,
think
look,
Oh, Amazon.
look,
forcing it.
look. I gotta make money too. Okay, I just came back to streaming. Okay. Speaking of coming back to streaming, I'm thinking about doing Fightcade Sundays, which
Nice.
I know Razzira and Robib will definitely be down for that
Hmm.
because I'm sure you folks know, but you can play Rumblefish 2 for free on Fightcade
Sure.
without having to pay for extra DLC that's already on the game.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you were saying about the EX moves and
Yeah,
how they came this out this
yeah.
year.
So you know, there's some. I wish they were. I wish they had implemented all the special moves that have EX moves because some of these EX moves just suck. Okay, I think in my opinion, the worst one is probably Skullos.
The worst
Like,
one is
yeah,
probably Skulls.
I think the worst
Hmm,
one is Skullos because like
that's interesting.
it does the same damage, right? It's just a little faster and it kind of tracks. But other than that, you'd barely use it. I mean,
I mean, it also catches you out of the air, so you can't even
yes,
jump
that is true. But
to avoid it.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a little buggy, Wavy. He's right.
it's
So,
just it's
so the problem is that it does track. It doesn't perfectly track,
nope.
but it's pretty damn good.
Yep.
The problem is that sometimes you get caught out of the air, sometimes you don't. If there's like a pixel different, like it's hard to tell, but it is still. I wouldn't say it's the worst. I'd say it's not high strong. Like it's definitely lacking, but like I think at least it should do more damage, at least.
I
But
mean,
and then obviously they fix it on when it tracks, and also that it always grabs you out of the air, no matter where you are in the air. I think that would be nice, but
Rizzo, who do you think? Who do you think has the worst EX
Let me
move?
take a look at the roster here.
I did make the EX
Uh
move tier list, by the way.
oh, did you?
I did in the I'll share it in the chat right now. You guys can take a look. I've slightly changed my opinion, but the strongest and the weakest is still the same for me. Like it's not to interrupt, but
Let's
I
see
would say
here.
Shadowgeist is the worst in the game. It literally doesn't work for its purpose, or at least the purpose I think it's for.
Wait,
And it doesn't combo. It doesn't. It's not plus on block, anything like that. It has no invincibility like his regular Shadow Break. Uh, it's super niche. I found one use for it, and that was me trying to be really fancy. And I don't think you can ever pull it off in a match where it's worth spending half the bar when you can just spend 1 bar for beta government and get the same, if not better, mix-ups from it.
yeah, and I thought that his EX was gonna be like
Like Shadow Break or something,
yeah, like
or
his
the Stomp.
the projectile at least be like AD busted. but it's not, unfortunately.
I thought they could. To be honest, I thought they could have made it like that because there's so much more movement options in regular Fexel. In AD, it's way stronger because you can't dash or run or you know teleport, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like the only reason you ever want to use it is if you can trap that. Like if you throw Beta Government and then you do Shadow Break on top of that to keep them blocking, and then cancel into another super to cause chip, and then chip them out. That's like the only way I could see that happening from like half screen or full screen, something like that. But I don't know.
You had Jack's EX up there on your list,
Yeah,
which it's his dash punch that goes to the other side.
yeah.
Uh, Other than that, what was your use for it? Like, what could be used with that?
So it's really good because it automatically gives them a side switch
Mm.
with Oki if it's a knockdown. It leads to a safe jump as well. If it does cause a knockdown, you just whiff crouching jab and then you just jump and then it's an automatic safe jump every time. And if they don't quick rise or don't recover, you can get a safe jump anyway. You just change your timing. Like you do the same thing gonna do anyway on a tech, and then just jump again, and then you get another safe jump. So it's an auto safe jump tool. And Jack really likes that stuff because he always can benefit from good Oki because he has a command grab that puts him into another safe jump anyway. The really good thing about it that I found recently is that if you use it and all the hits land, like if you use it from like a grounded combo, it puts you at plus frames and it puts you plus enough where you're at the right distance where you can instantly command grab and it's a 50-50. Like you have to jump to avoid the command grab.
Mm. I see. I see.
And it's perfect spacing for it. Or you can just press a button and make it plus, and then so you're basically pressuring them for free. You can't combo, but you're basically taking your turn back. So you can also call out the jump if they decide to. Yeah, it's really good. Like you can instantly just go for the command grab after hitting with it, and they can escape if they weren't holding up before.
I think my favorite one, the best one, like one of the best one, or at least not entirely the best one, but I think one of my favorite ones, Hayate's, the EXDP, because you can actually, juggle after that, which is cool because like Hayate being a real character has a really good EX. I'm just glad that Arika decided to add the new DLC character Hayate in there in the game, and the EXDP is just so good. Like
Yeah.
it multi hits. You could juggle. There's juggle potential, stuff like that for even more damage, which is nice.
And
Uh,
mid screen, which I really like. You can hit
yeah,
it mid
yeah, you
screen and then
can.
juggle again.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really good.
it is good, and um, you know, Sharon's is very stylish, very Marvel like EX because it pops him in the air and you can do juggles. Mike Zord actually did a quick little video about that if those that didn't see it on his
Yeah,
Twitter.
check the Sharon Discord channel in our Discord because it's there's some crazy combos that people are finding with it. So
Yeah, and I think this is it right here. But yeah, it's very basically turns her into just a juggle monster. Especially it could corner carry. You can corner carry with it, and it's pretty neat. I
mm,
actually kind of like that. Uh, I'm thinking Razzira might say that one of his favorites would probably be D Dark's EX. Um,
Yeah,
because
he's got
that
a projectile now,
yeah.
basically.
it goes so far, man. Like he throws it half screen at least.
Yeah, yeah. And like you don't if they get hit by it, you don't really get too much off of it, but I mean it basically functions as kind of like a pseudo fireball now.
Mm.
So it's
Mhm.
like and it's a little bit safer than trying to throw out like a full screen dark wire, having
Mhm.
somebody jump and just run up at you. Like you're able to play like not autopilot your spacing, but you're able to sort of like have a little bit more agency, and it's just one more thing to make somebody. It's one more thing that your opponent has to think about at longer ranges. So
Well, and you notice too that like if you ever land a dark knife, which is like his most used like reversal, So Dark Knife goes so far and sends you flying across the screen. I can't remember if it's a hard knockdown or not, but you can throw an EX bomb afterwards and basically have it land right in front of them. So when they're getting up, they have to basically block or avoid the bomb. And so it gives you a chance to get pressure, to get Oki, and like start controlling the screen again. So it's really fun to use.
Yeah, I think Dark Knife is a hard knockdown if the last hit connects, because it sends you into.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it's let's talk about the elephant in the room here real quick. Why in the hell is Garuda's EX Shuga like 3/4 screen?
I would say like more than half screen.
It's kind of stupid.
So yeah, it hits 12 times, and it's plus on block. And when so this is the funny part. When it's out, as it's coming back, it goes upwards slightly as it retracts into his chest. So if you're jumping in that area where it's coming back, you're actually going to get anti-aired for it too, and it's hilarious. Hilarious. I would say, because in my tier list, I also made a tier list after my impressions of the EX moves, and I'm betting that Garuda is probably the most improved character based on the EX moves that the character's got. Like, it is night and day playing Garuda now versus without this move. Like, it solves so many problems and creates amazing combos and pressure and situations that I never thought I could put people into. I get to basically pretend that I'm Sanane for half a bar and just screen control and play lame, which is so ridiculous.
And the fact that it's ridiculous that it actually costs a half a bar is just even more hilarious, because you just do quite a bit of damage and just BS crap happening. And the fact that it's basically 3/4 screen. You get hit, you'll still get hit by it if you jump in, and they're just comically huge. It's like, why?
Well, and the funniest part too is that so characters can't parry it, because unless you're like point blank, then you can parry it. But even if you parry it full screen, like, you're just gonna get hit by the other 11 hits that it has. And it also destroys like every fireball in the game, which is hilarious. And it not only destroys them, it keeps hitting after the fact, so you get punished for trying to throw a fireball at it. I remember playing Mitch, who was playing Alan at the time, and he threw a Fire Force and I EX Shugud. It ate all the hits and then knocked him down, and I got pressure. It was awesome.
He needed it.
Yeah,
okay. Honestly. He can have one messed up tool. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I mean,
you keep the other 9. I'll just get one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Razzira plays a character that has a really good EX and a character that barely has a good EX, which is Terry's EX. It's a very slow moving power wave that can be used as a setup tool, or something. I guess.
I think you can only really set it up or use it in a setup, though, if your opponent's in the corner. Yeah. Because if you're at like a mid screen and you throw it out, it has longer startup than the rest of his power waves. Mm-hmm. By the time you come out of your recovery frames, you have maybe like an extra second to a second and a half where it's on the ground, and then it just disappears. And like you said, it goes nowhere. Mm-hmm. So it's mostly like you can use it in the corner to try and set something up, or use it kind of like as a defensive tool that you can turtle on. But outside of that, there isn't really a whole lot of use for it. It's just it's kind of like a D Dark Bomb that's slightly bigger, but lasts like not even half as long.
It's like the range of a jab, which is terrible. But yeah, like you said, it's useful in the corner. You can so a common thing Terry players will do, and Razzira, you can confirm this, that you'll do your sweep chain because it's a safe ender for him because you can always cancel into power wave.
Hmm.
Anywhere mid screen it works so that the power wave gets blocked on Oki, whether you quick rise or not. So doing it in the corner though, you power wave does whiff. But if you
Hmm.
go into EX power wave, you actually get it to be blocked, and you end up being plus actually. So it's a good way to get pressure. I think where it's probably the strongest is using it when you have a deck with guard break because it makes it in a way that it's going to be plus, and
Mm.
you have to basically use guard cancel to avoid the guard break because you're going to eat a guard break combo after that. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it's underwhelming for how crazy Terry's tools are by default, but it's not completely useless. It's just super niche. And honestly, he doesn't need any EX move anyway. Like, I think he's
Hmm.
great without it. He's still the best in the game.
He
So
didn't really need it. Yeah.
no.
Can you imagine though, like if he had, let's say, like EX Burning Knuckle or EX Rising Tackle? Like, I think EX
Oh,
Burning Knuckle would just could be like it could just lead to a juggle because it'll just launch them a little higher, and you could juggle off of that. Or like EX, Rising Tackle would be more hits or in a bigger vacuum effect or something. So,
better
Honestly,
yet,
yeah.
do EX crack shoot, and then you have if every part of it hits, you can link it.
no, no.
Mm, I
You
would like
can
that
link it with
actually.
a jab.
Because to be honest, I think Crack Shoot is probably the least useful move out of all of his moves. Would you say, Razira?
Yeah.
It has some extra uses, like you can use it to low crush, like say if somebody's
Yeah.
going for something like round start sweep because it
Mhm.
reaches far, you could do like a light crack shoot to just get in the air fast enough that
Yeah.
you would counter hit them. You can
It's also safe on
also,
Crush Block too.
yeah, you can also Kara cancel it. You can Kara cancel the heavy version to get um a little bit of extra space, and you're covering the air as well because
Mhm.
a lot of people at sort of like a medium to three-quarter screen range, they're thinking, oh, maybe he'll throw a projectile, or he'll throw a power wave, or do something. So they don't mind jumping at that range where they think they're not going to get anti-aired,
Mhm.
or at least not by like a traditional like normal.
Yeah.
So they'll jump to try and close the space a little bit, and then they got hit by crack shoot, and now they're eating another soft knockdown. Time for more pressure.
Yeah, true.
Um, but other than those two extra uses, there's not really a whole lot of room for you to use crack shoot where you wouldn't use a different special move,
Yeah.
because crack shoot does the same amount of damage as bird knuckle, but doesn't juggle nearly as good.
Mhm. You build more meter, right? Because you're doing more hits, but yeah, it's not really worth it in the end.
Yeah, it's a good combo ender because, like you said, more hits, you build a little bit more meter, especially if you're taking a Goki deck with some meter up.
Yeah.
But there's no its uses are like they're so situational that you're not going to see it maybe even half the time as you see any other special move.
Well, because to be frank, I thought that if they did make EX crack shoot, they could just make it like how they did in 15, just make it a real overhead and have it knocked down. I think
Mm.
that would be hilariously fun. Like, just a quick overhead from Terry's side, like that would make him, obviously it would make him even better, which is fine, I think. Because
Do
you're
you
still
want to give
spending a
Terry
bar.
another tool to mix
Yeah,
you
I mean,
up?
I don't mind. I don't mind, to be honest. But I thought if they were gonna keep Power Wave as an EX, like it could have been more similar to the one in 15, where it's just like a really quick like multi-hitting thing to make you plus. So that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stays in the realm of what Terry's game plan is. But I do like that it's not super crazy, and I like that it has situational uses that it does fix some of Terry's basic game plan because now you can do power wave in the corner for half a bar for pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think some of the winners of the EX updates. Of course, Hayate, um, Garuda, Sharon. Sanane. Kyrie's is pretty good too. And so
Yeah.
and Poland. A definite loser. He would have been a winner, but he ended up being a definite loser. Is Rosso, because if y'all remember when they first tested out EX moves, when we first did that beta, his EX Fireball was like as tall as him, and it was big, and it lasted forever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
then
It was like Laura's Fireball in Street Fighter V.
yeah, but much bigger. And but then I don't know, maybe one person complained and said it was too big and decided to nerf that, so he ended up, losing that, bonus right there. It's like one person. It's like when two. It's like when the few people said that the first critical update to the critical Gogi was too much. I'm over here sitting here going, just let it rock. No. So somebody must have complained about that EX move. I think the worst I think is probably Darun's, in my opinion. I
The
mean,
worst
yeah,
in the game?
I
Oh
think
wow.
one of the
Okay.
worst in the game, probably Darun's, Scullo, Shadow Geist. I don't remember what Shirase's is.
It's her EX low spin kick.
Oh, that thing sucks. Yeah,
The safe on block. Yeah.
that thing sucks.
Yeah, it works. I can't say that about Skullo and Shadow Geist, but at least it works. It's just not very useful. It's only useful for ending a safe combo. Like if you're trying to do a string and then you've overcommitted, you can just cancel the EX low and then be safe. But I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really help too much because her overhead game is not super rewarding
Right.
because she still has to spend bar anyway to convert, but I don't know. I think she could have gotten something better. I think maybe because she just recently got changed where she can actually do 2 medium punches into crouch medium kick, where Hokuto still can't do that. So
Mhm.
maybe that might be why they thought if they gave her something too strong, she'd be really, really good.
Yeah,
But
Hokuto
I
really
mean, you didn't
doesn't-
even talk about Hokuto, how she got her command grab back,
I know.
and it's even better than before. So she can, instead of just standing there, she can now dash and hit you in the back turn combo,
Yeah,
which is
it's
insane.
it's better than the launch command grab. Oh God,
Yeah.
2018 command grab. Oh
Like
Oh,
you can
boy.
spend half a bar and do more damage than you ever could do with a regular 1 bar combo.
yeah, yeah. It's
Maybe not 1 bar in the corner, but like mid screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nuts.
man. But those are my opinions on the winners and losers. Of course, that tweet that Geki made. Of course, I mean he's always going to say, EX Suga is the clear winner here. He's always going to say that.
I mean Hokuto too, because like Hokuto, I know she was kind of like in limbo with Shirase, but with these EX moves, it's completely clear which one is better in strength, right? Like having the command grab
Mhm.
from before, that's also a buff version of that command grab. And then while Shirase still doesn't have that, I feel like the opposite would have made more sense. Like move wise, if like Hokuto had a safe ender instead, because both her sweep kicks are negative and punishable on block, whether you stand block or not. But the command grab would make way more sense for Shirase because she's more aggressive base. She has more mix ups. But maybe we just see too many Shirases, and that's probably what they were afraid of, I imagine.
maybe.
Because we saw that before when they both had those command grabs. We saw them everywhere, and after 2
Mhm.
patches, every time they got patched, they would slowly see less and less. And then when we saw it was completely taken away, and only Hokuto had that, then we saw all the Shirases switch to Hokuto, and then no one had it, and then they went somewhere else. Like we saw Zero T switch to Area for God's sakes. So I don't know.
What do you think, Reserve? What do you think? Who do you think was like the clear winners and losers of the EX match?
Probably, I would say Garuda and I would say Garuda's probably eaten the biggest out of EX moves. Sharon's is my favorite one just to mess around with because it's so like it's just goofy. You can pretty much there's so many things you could do with it. and it's just like you just spit bullets everywhere. Machine gun. It's so cool.
I wish it
Um,
didn't cost 2 bullets though, because it costs 2 bullets to use. I wish it was just the one.
Yeah, like
mhm.
what if her EX sweep didn't cost? I mean, she'd be too strong if it didn't cost. You
Yeah.
It has to cost bullets. Like it can't.
you just can't do
That'd
that.
be nuts. That'd
You
be
just
nuts.
can't let EX bullet shot just run. No, you can't do that. But
She would be
imagine
the
though.
best in the game.
Imagine though. Imagine.
Imagine.
So I like to have a nice new segment here. I like to call this a coffee break, where we will talk about something way off the wall outside of Fexel and video game. Uh, so I'm sure you folks have noticed since I would say early November, Razzira has decided to uh, make a change of himself. He's got this villain goatee thing happening right now, uh, and and all that stuff. Like, what's his motivation behind this new look you have?
Mm.
As he chugs what looks like to be eggnog or the blood of his enemies.
It's actually it's no name apple juice.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's apple juice, all right.
I don't know. It started out as just hold on. Excuse me.
He's got to prepare for this story.
It just started out as me, participating in Movember because I'd never grown facial hair before. So it's, I figured, well, I'll give it, I'll do it for the gimmick. I put out a poll on my Instagram,
And Twitter.
and Twitter, yeah. Which if you're not following me, go follow me.
Wow, shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug, not shamed at all. But yeah, it started out just as me doing a Movember thing, and so I started growing it out, and then once it started to get to it started getting a lot stubbly. People are like, "Oh, that actually looks really good on you. You should keep it." I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, so now I've got some facial hair. In my experimentation phase. I thought I'd do the goatee, but now it feels all bare on the sides, so maybe I'll try growing that back out a little bit.
It's much more comfortable. Speaking from experience, it feels better to have the protection layer.
Yeah.
I
But I
wouldn't know.
I think people also just they like the look of it because now I've kind of almost look my age, right? I don't have the baby face anymore.
Bro, you're 25.
I'm 26,
26.
but yeah.
Oh yeah, you just had a birthday. But still, you're gonna look young at in your early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
As a Caucasian male, you will look that young. I have to specify because I'm 35, but me having Filipino genes doesn't make me look like I'm entirely 35. But
Mhm.
I think though this new look on you is pretty dope. You got this new look. You started ending up having more DMs from Tinder. I mean, you getting
Uh-huh.
more compliments from other people
Okay.
and stuff like that. But no, this new look, I think it suits you. I mean, you kind of have it'll definitely work for you since you're about to go Hollywood on us. You can play like a villain of sorts.
Yeah.
You get more opportunities when you go Hollywood on us.
Swap
Yeah.
businessman that takes all your money.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I in my last studio shoot, I had to play like a 1920s, 30s, 40s kind of bartender. So I had the white dress shirt and the suspenders and the big rimmed glasses. I can't remember if I posted a photo of it or not, but
I think you did.
I
Yeah,
think you did.
I remember seeing that.
yeah. So that was I thought that facial hair there worked. Yeah. We'll just I'm still experimenting. We'll see what happens. See what kind of direction I feel like going in as time progresses forward.
Yeah, it did. I mean, just looking at this image, it definitely does work for you. I would like to not. I would say substitute the big rim glasses for like a square rim, like smaller
Hmm.
square rim. That right there would be, that would complement the look right there, definitely.
Just breathe, Ernest. Just breathe.
I'm trying, but just can't help. But yeah, anyways, so in terms of this year we've had Fighting EX League, which we've had quite a few this year, which was nice. But I think the best one that we had was the last one, because we had Machi in there.
Yeah, first time.
D Nice came back.
Hmm.
I came back and beat Razzira in the tournament
Hmm.
because he needed to go to his barber. But I mean, I still think he wasn't going easy on me. I know that for a fact. But I beat Razzira in the bracket. Geki though had the upset though in the winner's set against Machi. That was freaking nuts. Like we had to go on an intermission after that because that was that was a test. Like, what were your thoughts? Going in to that first time you played Machi on that set versus at the end of it.
Yeah, I think when I first, I realized that I'm gonna play. Oh, actually, another ad. I'm gonna wait. I'm just
Oh,
waiting
is
limbo.
He's got
you
another
got an
ad.
ad?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, did you get an ad, Razira?
No.
Okay,
not everybody gets ads.
that's true. Okay, if no one got an ad except me, I'll keep talking. But yeah, I just thought, yeah, I'll take down the scrub. What? Just from Japan? Who cares? But no, like I don't know. I used to get more nervous around Japanese players, but I don't know, maybe because of my time in Street Fighter Five and then playing Fexel, and especially because the Japanese players for Fexel are so damn nice and friendly,
Oh yeah.
and they're so supportive, they're so talkative. They like we like both of our communities, we bring each other up, we always share like stuff, retweet it, all that sort of thing, and like every interaction we have with them is wonderful. So I felt like I was just going to be taken care of, and I really was. And he obviously let me win. So,
I don't know. I
but
don't. I don't know. I don't think he let you win. Like,
no, I don't think so.
because
But I do think that EX Shuga being on my side, also having lack of, no, I wouldn't say lack of, but like there's no one that really plays Garuda that's a regular at the big one,
yeah.
Japanese arcades. At least not for a while. I've only seen one in like the last like 3 months, and that was like one time for like one match. So I don't know if they actually exist or not, or maybe they're not to the level that I'm at. Maybe they definitely were when I first started playing Fexel. There was like at least three Garudas in the circuit, and I learned from them. I hope they stole stuff from me because I definitely stole stuff from them. And then I tried to invent my own stuff as well. But yeah, I think Garuda fell off really hard after a lot of the changes to like cross ups and stuff like that because he lost a lot of really good setups. So I think character advantage on my side for lack of knowledge. I've played against Anane many many times thanks to Hidden Gem, so I felt really good about it. And yeah, I think I could have just played better the second time when I fought him in losers bracket. But
Oh no. He
yeah, it was a good match.
he took that
Nonetheless.
first loss personally. Like I said, he
Hmm.
took that personally. He's like, I see. And after I said Machi is 19,000 yen payment, I screenshotted it in the Discord, but he said that the tournament was unforgettable for me. Really really excited, and you guys are definitely the best of the best community, which is true because like we're like super nice outside of the game. When
Yeah.
we're playing the game though, we may not be so nice.
Oh, we are bullies. Bullies. Have you fought Razir lately?
I mean, have you fought Wavy lately? I mean, a new
Yeah, Wavy.
player,
Wavy will make
a,
you feel
a,
bad.
a new player learning, let's just say a new player coming in, learning Fexel for the very first time. It's his first match against someone on PSN named Robocop 29.99, and after the set is done, they would get up, go to the bathroom, step outside afterwards, and just contemplate a lot of life decisions. Understand? You know, because Wavy here is quite the player. I'm gonna put that.
He's a machine.
I'm gonna put that
He's a
term
machine.
in friendly terms here. Quite the player. Uh, but no. We're actually a super nice community. If you want to learn something, say this. That's all you got to do. Hit dot guide in the Discord. You get a guide
Yeah.
that still needs to
Mm-hmm.
be updated.
Yeah.
You're on vacation this week. You do
True. There's a
it.
lot to write, man. I gotta write all these EX moves out and then give examples and yeah. Also, I'm always taking requests for because currently in the guide there is max punish combos, and I have yet to see anyone challenge me on these combos being the most damage with 3 bars, 2 bars, 1 bar, meterless. So I'm not saying I didn't test thoroughly to get these numbers, but I'm not maining every single character in the game, so I definitely know there's room to adjust. So if you main a character, just do me a favor, check the character get section for your character. Try those combos out, see if they make sense, see if they do the damage I say, and see if you can top it. And if you top it, send me the combo in that format, and then I'll update it in the guide. So I'm only one man. I can't do everything.
Look, man, pay me and I'll do it. I'll use that as my side hustle. That'll be my weekend job.
I mean, show me you can at least do it for free once, because I don't know if you can find the max damage.
Shut up, man.
You can't do juggles in the corner, so I mean, how are you gonna find the max damage? I don't know.
Damn, it's like that, huh? Look, if you saw
Ooh.
the CVS2 top 8 at ECT, it was either that or Third Strike, one of the two. I said something pretty, useful. I said even the simplest things can be the best things. So yeah. Huh.
Yeah, you tell him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just saying, you don't need to be flashy. You don't need to be flashy to get things done. You just gotta get it done. I mean, there are times in life you gotta be flashy to get things done, but this situation, I don't need to be flashy. Like, I know how to do it. I just can't implement it.
Uh-huh.
my
Okay.
brain don't want to. That's the thing. My brain's too small some most of the time. Playing video games. I mean, I'm just an idiot when I play fighting games. Like I suck. Yeah.
Stop. You're past saying you suck. You
Uh,
can't get top 4 in a tournament with people who are newer at the game and say you suck. You can't say that anymore, dude. That's like if that's like me after beating Machi saying, "Wow, man, I'm really terrible." Like, you can't say shit like that, man.
let's all be honest here. We're all terrible.
Oh,
Mm. The ultimate mix-up.
No.
yeah.
Don't let them know your next move.
Time to guess.
So in terms of the tournaments this year, we have had quite a few. We switched to the monthly format
Mm-hmm.
because one, we were getting burnt out of the weekly format. But a lot of people actually were, or just the times. Before people liked the weekday evening of the stuff I ran.
Mm-hmm.
People seemed to like that because it was just a random weekday. And it was at night. It was cool. Because people on Sunday afternoons, they want to do other things. Razzira is a very busy man. He's gotta, he needs to strive to be the best in CS:GO. You know,
Yeah.
and he's going back to grinding his MK9 speedruns. So
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
we're all busy here. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, we took what 2.5 hiatuses from fighting EX League from running fighting EX League because of burnout, low numbers. Same with AD. When Toast Rider was running it, he stopped running it because of low numbers. I've had to cancel a few because of low numbers and stuff like that. So
Big shout out to Toast though. Like I really appreciate
Oh
him
yeah.
running tournaments, and even Wavy doing beginner tournaments, even though they're a bit scattered. Same with Zerky running the tournament that he ran. I think it was 2 times for 80, I believe.
I don't know.
But
I got money from that tournament, so you
yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah. It was really nice because then we don't have to always run the tournament. Then that means we can just focus on playing. We don't have to worry about running the bracket, running the stream, because doing everything as a because it's different when you're in an offline sense because you can do each thing separately, right? But when you do it online, you have to do everything. So when I run a tournament, I have to run it, I have to run the bracket, help commentate, make sure the matches are going smoothly, and then also compete, all within the span of like a few seconds. And then, in the back of my mind, in between rounds, I have to like make sure the score is getting updated, stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really helpful and really appreciative when anyone else other than the mods run a tournament in whatever capacity or whatever event they want to do.
Like it was nice. Like I've been running off online tournaments since April 2020, and then like the first time I just like went somewhere and I didn't have to run anything, it was great.
Actually, what I think because of the ideas we mentioned earlier in the roundtable, I think I'm gonna put it out to the community. Show me your highest win streak in Kumite mode. If you can get up to 50, I will pay you $50.
Oh, let me boot the game.
He's putting out a bounty.
And I'm going to put a stipulation because there is an easy way to get a high win streak. There is a high way to get. It's very easy. You just pick a deck like Miracle or Nightmare. So if you get to $50, well, so Kumite automatically makes all your Gogi active.
Mm-hmm.
So this challenge is that if you can get to 50 win streak, any character, any deck except for Nightmare. So basically any deck that doesn't have Soul Drain, then it's all game.
But so $50. So that
50
puts
bucks.
$50. Let's take a look here.
Canadian, I want to state. Canadian, so I'm not doing the conversion to US.
Okay, that's a $36.80. More like $34 because PayPal wants to take a cut. Actually, $33 because of the exchange fee. Uh, I mean,
Could use that Steam sale money. Oh man, dude, of course I have the money.
dude,
I have a job, don't I?
he's got the money. He's got the money. He's just like me sometimes.
I just know people aren't going to be able to do it easily, so
Oh, you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure
But for those that know, Kubita actually does have varying difficulty levels.
it does. So yeah, another to make sure it has to be on the hardest difficulty, obviously.
Oh, and it has to be recorded, folks. Don't forget just record it.
You can record the clip of today's date and the number itself, or just stream the whole thing.
Yeah, you got to record the whole thing. It's got to be authentic.
Yeah, I don't want any doctored footage.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're on PC, you can just show your inputs too. On the recording. It's great. Anyhow, okay, so a Kumite challenge with the biggest win streak. Gotcha. 50 wins equals $50.
Yeah.
All right, so.
And one time, so the first person to get 50 will be the recipient of the $50.
Oh, dude, man, that means I gotta start now.
Yeah. right after this, Boxing Day is wrapping up.
Oh my god. I actually have that kind of stuff. Anyhow. So, we had to take, a few hiatus, stuff like that. But at least, whenever tournaments do happen, a few amount of people show up. We've had some new ones show up. Like in the last one, like Swag Lord and Babaloo, I think that's his name. Stuff like that. And we got to see Mitch playing Alan, doing pretty well with that character. Almost gave D Nice a run for his money, which was nice. and then and I'd like to see, of course, we all would like to see more people, enter these tournaments, um, and stuff like that. But at least, Vortex Gallery 2023 is happening next year, starting in February and March. Uh, Ours is in March, right? Fexel is in March.
Yes,
Uh,
Fexel is in March.
so it's PC for the first time ever, a global bracket for Fexel for Vortex Gallery. We are progressing each year. Anime Evil was all only North America,
Mm-hmm.
and then the year after was NA and EU, and then now next year is going to be global. We're moving on
Yeah.
up.
Global on March 5th at 12:30 p.m. PST. So if you've been coming to the Sunday tournaments already for the monthlies, then this should be no problem for you. So book the date, save the date, and if you're going to enter one tournament in the next 2 months for Fexel, enter that one. Obviously enter both, but if you can only pick one.
Yeah, but I would like to have Jashido enter. Stop ducking me in that game. He already like this is just payment for you can pay me back for doing that war crime on my stream.
It's the taxes, right?
I mean, you two have seen the war crime. I showed it to you. Incredible gameplay, as Razzira would say.
High quality gameplay.
High quality gameplay. So, what I've always appreciated about Fexel is the player base. Like I said earlier, we're a super nice community.
Mm-hmm.
We're usually nice if you have a question, ask, things like that. But there are some of those that would come in, say hi for a bit, and then just end up dipping. And that's because the game itself doesn't really cater to the broader player base. Because when you play fighting games, you always first start out as being a casual
Mm-hmm.
player. Everybody's like, fighting games have to have something to make us keep staying. I think NRS is one of the best developers in terms of single player content.
Mm-hmm.
Always, every single game they put out after MK4, starting with Deadly Alliance, the single player content has always been pretty good. SF6 is basically getting there with their single player stuff. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Guilty Gear has some pretty good single player content as well. DNF has some as well, even though it's just a lot of grindy repetitiveness, but it's there. There you can earn something. You can earn currency in that game to unlock little avatars for your lobby avatar, um, illustrations, etc. Blaze Blue does that as well. A lot of different fighting games have single player content that'll make people stay. That'll make them keep learning the game. That'll make them keep playing online or locally, etc., etc. The thing about the Fexel player base is the only people that are playing more mostly are us, and the ones that are still here that started playing back in 2018. Because the player base, as you know, as we all know, Fexel has about one or two booms per year. Uh, you know, back in back then it was the slight Gogi updates the very first time, and then when Terry was released,
Mm-hmm.
when they added the Steam version, which I've heard day one was a mess. Uh, and then of course the new Gogi update, or whenever beta is happening,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then the new EX moves, and then the new netcode. That's and then it would have a boom for a little bit, and then it would just
Mm-hmm.
it'll
Mm-hmm.
it'll fall faster than Geki's chances of not being a vegan. I have no idea where I was going with that, but I just needed.
Yeah, I would never be a vegan, so that's pretty damn accurate.
um, so the thing about the player base is, I'm I'm a little. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I am hella salty when y'all leave.
Hmm.
I am. I am in a shitty mood every time y'all leave. That I know that you were a player, that you played the game, and not just a bot that just leaves. Uh, I'm gonna tell y'all right. I mean, it's a fun game. Yes, doesn't is not always consistent. That is correct. But damn it, when y'all leave, I get a little mad.
It's funny. I'm more bothered when, because like, okay, because I think we talked about this before, but I'm more upset seeing how many people are actually in the server and how many people actually ever say anything.
I mean,
Like there's over 2060 members
yep, we talked about this.
in the Discord. We have, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And more than half of them don't have any roles whatsoever. So it makes me assume that, they joined from like an old part before we did like the updates to the Discord with like roles and stuff like that.
uh,
But the part that annoys me the most is that when people have joined and they add a role and like click on buttons for like adding a role for a matchmaking channel and they never say anything, that's weird to me, man. That's so weird. If you never added a role, totally understandable, right? You probably have the server on mute, you don't get the everyone pings, whatever, right?
yeah,
Totally fair.
and you can't
But
get
you
tired
went
of it anyways.
exactly, right? So you added the trouble of going and picking your roles and you still don't say anything? Like, come on, man. I'd rather everyone just left when like all these people that have no roles or anything like that. Like just leave.
Even
I don't
certain,
mind.
even certain fake fans talk in our Discord. And they got a role.
I mean just set the rules or just leave, It's just crowding a space. It makes us look like we're way more active than we are.
I mean,
Which I'm all about appearance. I'm not really about appearances. Like you guys can stay, whatever, check out updates whenever something found interesting to you, but it's just weird. If I'm in a Discord, I'm gonna be somewhat active for a reason. Like I'm gonna keep it for a reason. I'm not gonna just leave if unless I'm using it. I don't know. It's just weird.
but
It's odd.
the player base is very finicky, and I kind of don't like that sometimes.
But that's fighting games in general, though. Everyone's
Yeah.
finicky. If it's not Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, people are finicky as hell.
Can you mute your camera link feed?
Oh, on mine? Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. My bad.
The yeah, like so, I when I see the names of the people that lead the Discord, I'm gonna be like, okay, all right, yeah, whatever, fuck you too, because like, especially those that just come in, they're here for a little bit and then they stop playing, they leave. Like, I get it, everybody's busy. I get everybody wants to play something else. Like, I'm currently playing Sonic Frontiers right now, which I'm enjoying, by the way. Uh, and but I will say though that there are some that come in and then just leave right away, and I get a chuckle out of that because there was one earlier this year that came in with a Discord name clearly confused and left right afterwards. Clearly, they were confused.
That's funny.
Here's the thing. I just like people to stay, play the game as much as I like the core Fexel player base right now. I want to keep playing more people.
Mhm.
As much as I don't mind playing the same folks, uh, and as much as I don't mind that, I want some new people to play. So that's
So when
my
are you
thing.
gonna hire them?
What am I going to hire them? What would I hire them for? They can come in and say hi. So I mean, but I do like y'all. okay? Or else I wouldn't be staying and having these conversations, these deep conversations with y'all. Or else I wouldn't be saying this from the heart. Yeah, the heart. Yeah, right here. And 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 everything. I just want y'all to like just say enjoy the game. Like we have a matchmaking channel for a reason. Because ranked ain't always popping. And sometimes the PC port ain't optimized. Even though the PCs do perform better. But still, stop leaving.
I appreciate every time anyone says anything when they ask a question and then it leads to discussion or people post matches and then they like have an exchange back and forth, right? It's just nice to see. Once a day having like seeing a few interactions here and there is perfect. I love it. And if all you do that day is just talk in the off-topic channel about whatever, you're mingling in Fexel grounds, right? Which still means something to me.
Yeah.
But the only thing I would say as like a housekeeping rule that always bugs me, and I know I can't change people because people everywhere do this, but if you guys could know this about me and make that little extra effort, I would greatly appreciate it. Including you guys, like everyone here that I'm talking to this includes everybody. Please, for the love of God, read the guide. Read the guide. Like, I don't. Okay, if they're a new person joining, or you're new to the game, whatever, or you're just very casual, I can understand, right? Totally understandable, right? But when I see the same questions being asked that literally get answered in like the basics section of the guide, or when people that are winning tournaments or getting top 4, and when I ask them about when they get asked a question that I answer in the guide, and then they give like 17 paragraphs to answer one simple question instead of referencing the guide, I get a little irked.
Look, man, I like to type novels, okay? Shut up.
But because the problem is that people will explain things in different ways, and sometimes when you explain it that way, it doesn't give the same idea, or you're not explaining certain nuances or whatever. Because we've agreed that the guide is the best way to learn the game. I literally go through, your first moment of touching the game to being able to understand what's going on at a high level. So if you could at least read the parts like strategy and the basic stuff, like that stuff would take you like 10 minutes tops if you've already been playing the game.
Wait, is that
Like,
why you tweeted the screenshot of the basic section?
yeah.
Is it was irking you that much?
I just want people to know, like, because you know what's easier? If, like, I understand sometimes, you want a specific answer to a specific question, but if it's just general game knowledge or, like, general strategy, like, we all do the stuff that's in the guide. Like, sure, maybe personal player preference, that's obviously fine. And I'm not saying, don't type answers that are paragraphs long, but just, within reason, right? That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I do like is though when those that say, "I saw this in the guide, but I have a question." Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I love that. That's totally fine. And yeah, if there's mistakes in the guide, information you wish was there, I am all for hearing it and putting it in the guide. As long as it's not like a massive investment to do so. Like I was even concerned whether to put frame data or not in the guide because people don't really use the frame data that play this game, but it's there. I did it so people can't ask for it because it's there. So
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the frame data. I just know
yeah, I don't either.
what's safe and unsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know like that Blair's new Tekatana is now 0 on stand block.
hmm
I just know that now. And
Well, that's why I like
now,
Flexo so much.
and now it's -2 on crash block instead of -1.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like Fexel so much because, like, with a lot of the new fighting games, you have to, like, to win an interaction, you have to know the exact frame data number in order to know what is the right thing to press in this situation. In Fexel, like, the exact number doesn't matter. It just matters if you're plus, if you're punishable, if you're not punishable. That's it. Those three things matter the most. Like, sure, there's like one or two situations you'll find randomly where that 1 or 2 frames might make a difference. but it mostly only makes a difference because you're stand blocking or crouch blocking. So I don't know.
I will say that I'm someone that doesn't know the frame data of this game. I mean, even though I'm not enrolled in it, but I do follow the credo of Scullo's school, which is we don't do frames, we do fighting, or just do what I do: press buttons and hope for the best. And somehow it's worked. Yeah, and frame data can be important, but that's why it's there in the guide because it can be important.
Mhm.
Uh,
And it's in the character guide. So if you go to your character that you want to play, go to the very bottom. All the frame data is right there. It even tells you how much meter you build. Funny enough.
yeah, because there hasn't been a change to meter build since launch. So
No.
No.
And actually, one thing I will include in the guide, and when I do update it, is that I don't explain why you should be doing longer combos. And the reason for that, I'll tell you guys now, if you don't know already, is that when you do a combo in Fexel, so you obviously have damage scaling and gravity scaling for when you start a juggle combo, that sort of thing. But the reason why you would want to do a combo with more hits is that meter doesn't scale when the damage scales. So you're building the same amount of meter you would, regardless of how many hits are in the combo. That's why you see a lot of people use dash jab juggles because you're building bar on each jab. So even if the damage is scaled every hit, you're still building the same amount from as the first jab would have done. So that's why it's really important.
jabs are important, folks. Remember that they're also the
Mm-hmm.
safest move
True.
in the game. Safest normal in the game. It's freaking great. But yeah, so you know, I'd like more people to look at the guide. It's out there. It's easily accessible in the Discord. It's on Reddit too. It's in the Super Combo Wiki. I mean, the Super Combo Wiki literally says this guide is better. Like that's its wiki. That's the Fexel wiki page. Is this guide is better?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Ah, that's the thing, and I would like I would love the players to stay. I really would. I also would like to have the player base to know how to time because I want to go back to the tournament stuff. Uh, Fexel AD could have been at Evo, but nobody listens to me on how the process works. Certain someone, I'm not going to name names, uh, didn't listen when it comes to trying to set up something for that. But Fexel AD could have been at Evo this year, y'all. It could have. But luckily for Evo Japan, Fexel may be at a side tournament at Evo Japan that's happening in a few months, which would be great because usually it's there. Uh, Japan usually has. I wish the NA community was the same as the JP community because there's a community for almost every game there, and it's a strong community no matter what the game is. It's kind of wild. But I don't know, something about us folks on the other side just we're kind of stubborn, I guess, when it comes to video games and whatnot. But they were able to do the right process of how to try to get a side tournament of a game there, instead of the other person who didn't do the right process of trying to get AD there, stuff like that.
Well, and we're happy to announce if you guys haven't been following the Japanese scene at all, but they're looking to get Fighting X Layer as a side game at Evo Japan, which
I
has been a
just
classic. Yeah,
I just said that.
you did, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay, good. I didn't hear the word Japan, so I wasn't 100% sure if that's what you said. I've killed him. I've killed him, ladies and
he's
gentlemen.
dead.
Anyhow, but international travel is kind of interesting right now post COVID, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
hmm
But anyhow, I would just love the player base to stay. play some games with us. Online's good. We can do global stuff now with no complaints, etc.,
Yeah,
etc. Just saying.
it's honestly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So we can
seriously.
play Mike in Portugal. We can play Machi in Japan. You can play people all over North America and basically have zero issues.
I think the
Like, it's
only
just
one we
amazing.
haven't fully tested is Oceania, because
Mm.
I think there was this one guy, but he kind of left,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So, but other than that, that's the. But mostly you can play with anybody. It's kind of like sorcery. Some black magic happening. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of great. So here we are in December. It's almost January.
Hmm.
Um, as I said, we have the future gonna have Vortex Gallery in March, and in less than a month after Vortex Gallery is April 1st, 2023. April 1st
Yes.
is a very special day for Fighting EX Layer, for Arica in general. They always announce something related to whatever they're doing. April Fools is just a tradition for them, which is great because
Hmm.
we know that we can expect something.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm hoping for, and I'm sure you are hoping. I'm sure everybody else is hoping for as well. Fight EX Layer 2 or Fight EX Layer Double Dash Mario Kart GameCube thing, whatever sequel. And if a sequel gets announced, I would love for the devs to let us have input on it before it even let us test it. Like with how PCs are, there's a way we can get beta keys and et cetera, et cetera. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. We would love to be able to test something. We would want these features. So if Fexel 2 is announced, folks, one of the
Hmm.
big things I would love to have is crossplay because Guilty Gear just got crossplay just now, like 2 weeks ago. Uh, of course, there are a lot of other fighting games, like smaller games, indie devs that have managed to do crossplay for fighting games. Enway has done it with Power Rangers with a 5-way crossplay, but pretty soon Stadia is not going to be a thing. Uh,
Hmm.
but still, they're still able to do it. Some smaller games have been able to do crossplay. Guilty Gear just recently did it. It's pretty successful. KOF is about to get it, even. So, and the Arica devs are actually cool with the other fighting game devs, SNK, Capcom, Bandai Namco, etc. Street Fighter 6 is getting crossplay day one.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, I would love to have crossplay because as much as I love double dipping and supporting Arica, I would like to just buy one version this time.
Yeah. So coming from game dev, because I see this a lot, people want crossplay, and I agree. Like, crossplay is like one of those 2022 fighting game features that are almost mandatory at this point.
Mhm.
And I'm glad to see so many other games get it as well. Because, like you said, double dipping is nice, to a way to show your support, but you shouldn't have to do that to enjoy the game with all your friends that you want to enjoy it with, right? Right? You want to combine the pool, so it's just one pool of people instead of two separate pools or three, depending on how many consoles it's on. And honestly, for crossplay, like when we asked them before, and then they were about to implement it, they said they figured it out. They figured out how to do it. They know how to do it. So I imagine whenever the next fighting game comes out from them, it's going to happen. The only reason it didn't happen is because of budget.
We could have
Because
gave
crossplay costs money.
we could have gave money.
Mm-hmm.
No, but crossplay requires constant funding. Like, you need that's why you see a lot of the smaller companies, they get published by other companies or they get picked up and supported by other companies. So if Arika can piggyback on another company, then I think crossplay is very realistic. But crossplay is very expensive if you don't have a company backing you. So
I
Mm-hmm.
I
would.
mean, they would have to hit their next game out of the park in a way that it constantly brings money to them. Like, they would have to make like a Fortnite or something to like self-fund crossplay.
What I actually would like to see, if Fexel sequel comes out, let's get
Hmm.
that relationship back with either Bandai Namco or Capcom.
Sure.
they can get that publishing money
Mm-hmm.
to be able to um, get what they want. They'd have the budget to be able to do the things, probably implement the things that we've asked for, like
Mm-hmm.
a proper lobby. You know how hard it is to do team tournaments without a proper lobby? It kind of sucks. But um, I would love to see the rest of the original EX characters come in.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be as broken as they were,
Hmm.
because the Cycloids were actually pretty broken.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe if Bandai Namco let them, get some of the fighting layer characters there, um, because some of them are actually pretty cool. Just don't bring back the shark, please.
Oh, you got to bring back the shark. You can't do that. You got to bring the shark. Just give him some boxing gloves, for his fins.
It's a
Yeah.
fighting game icon.
Yeah.
And you know what? If they have to make it next gen and PC only, so be it. Use Unreal 5. Or if they let Capcom publish it, use the RE engine. And I'm sure it would be pretty cool. Because, like, as we've said many times before, first impressions are everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can make a good first impression with like whatever they announce, that's bigger than what it was when Fexel was first announced back in April 2017. Then go for it. I think the issue that Arica had was they self published the game,
Yep.
which nothing wrong with that. They actually did it as a passion project. That it was an April Fool's joke that just turned into a real thing. Uh, you know, they could, if they get a publisher on board, whether it's Capcom, uh, Bandai Namco, hell, even SNK. They brought Terry and Fetzel and gave him a command grab. They can partner with SNK to 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 do that. And that's what I would like to see for the future of Fighting EXR. Because let's be honest here, after Vortex Gallery, I don't think there's going to be much updates for anything for Fexel going on. I mean, of course, you know the Fighting X League's still going to happen because
Mm-hmm.
that's our bread and butter. That's our baby. That's your baby. And but to be honest here, it it might be it may be it for Fexel here in this side of the world. Japan's still going to play it no matter what. So they play everything. And
Yeah, I think. No, go ahead. Sorry.
um, and as much as I hate to say it, after Vortex Gallery, that could be it. As much as I hate to say it, but
What do you mean that could be it?
I mean, in terms of like any updates for Fexel or you know having the rest of the player base stay. I mean, I'm gonna stay. You're gonna stay. Reserve's gonna stay. Even when he goes Hollywood, he's gonna stay.
I feel like you're so afraid of things not going well. But I mean,
Aren't you like
yeah,
that
like
too? Jeez, I don't like
well,
when things don't go well.
sure. No, just that yeah, I think it's been pretty clear since the EX moves were added and then adjusted that there's no updates coming for Fexel.
Mm.
Miharu-san is quoted saying it several times that Fexel, well, his words specifically were Fexel work is done,
Mm.
and they're working on Fexel 2.
Mm.
So it's one of two things I hope is the announcement. Either a teaser or something, or just some information about what they're doing would be really nice. That I hope either a massive overhaul of content comes to this version of Fexel and AD. Maybe they come out with like a super turbo of both versions. Maybe they mix some features of both and then make some new version of the game with like some extra content to unlock, better video game package. I think that's the biggest thing holding it back, to be honest.
Mm.
But if they're not going to do that, then yeah, I hope that it's a full-on sequel. They take as long as they want to have it come out with all the modern features. Because if you look at the release of the original Fexel years ago, they basically copied the model of Street Fighter V.
Mm-hmm.
Even after it got terrible reviews, it bombed basically when it came out. Yet they still copied the formula of, not having arcade mode, but then some. They added all those things we talked about. They had a standard version and a light version, all that stuff we discussed before. But so if they're going to copy Capcom again, and they're going to copy SF6, I think we're in a pretty good place.
Good.
I just hope that they take the time. I know the passion's going to be behind it because, ever since they ported it to Steam because of our request, which has been, greatly appreciated. They have been super good with giving us beta codes every time they test an update. They just say, "Hey, we're doing a beta for this. We're testing these features," and they test it for as long as they need to. And when they update it, they give us another beta code, and they release it when it works. So it's perfect.
I hate to interrupt this moment, but I need to bring up something real quick. I think it's kind of interesting. Zerky has a PS5 now.
That's awesome.
All right, let's move along. Anyways, we continue.
Yeah, so I just think that, whatever they do for a new project or a new update, I think is going to come from a good place. And I trust them that they'll bring as much passion as they've been bringing to us, for the past 5 years. I think it's just up to us to keep being just as passionate,
Yeah.
Because they've been above and beyond like what any game developer should for a lot of stuff. So even with that language barrier, I think what would be nice in the future if they do decide to, do a massive update or, have a new game, is that we get like another English translator or a community manager just so we can instantly talk to them and give feedback and whatnot, because that language barrier is tough. And Twitter Translate is not that good.
Yeah, Google Translate needs to... It's because a lot of the words we have translated to translate the different things in another language is understandable.
True.
And, things like that. So if we can get like someone that can like work with at least the English speaking community, because English can be basically a universal language. That would be amazing. And if they can get like certain community and if they can let certain community members that have actually played their game instead of like, because they're a big content creator and whatnot, like someone that's actually played the game for a good amount of time, let us test some of the new features they're thinking about. Like in private though, have like an NDA and all that stuff. But that's what I would like. That way they're able to get the feedback. They'll be able to adjust whatever they can within their budget, within their means, and we can come out as winners. Because like, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, I don't know if they should keep the Gogi system, but just have the dash implementation and the dash chains, but just get rid of Gogi, but have something else happening. Bring back XL, because XL is really fun, or do like a tag thing, just make it even more bonkers. Things like that, or something, something that'll and of course single player content as well. Arcade mode, like unlocking, getting currency to be able to, buy colors, buy illustrations, concept art, whatever, music, things like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the big thing missing too in Fexlo right now is like you said, the modes. But specifically, I think what people miss so much is that their EX modes, like for like Street Fighter EX, the modes are hilariously fun.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you guys remember how like in EX3, for example, it was kind of, their arcade mode was kind of like RPG. So you would fight, like the first match you would fight is against 3 other characters. So it's 1v3. And then whoever you knock out last is, you get to ask them to join your party. and then it becomes a tag game. Then it becomes you and that other character taking on a 2v2. Sometimes it's 2v1, where like that character has like a massive amount of health and they're like a boss version or whatever. Like, and then even in the final ending of the credits, like after you beat the arcade mode and you beat Bison or whatever, where you have 3 characters against 1, and Bison still gives you trouble. Like at the end of the credits, you have to beat up this random room of like endless spawning characters, and you have unlimited super to use. And it's just as the credits go, you're just beating the crap out of these guys and like these hilarious these designed characters, and you get a score at the end based on how many you beat, and like it keeps that record for you. It's just I don't know. I miss that kind of zaniness
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the modes in this game. So
EX2, you could beat the crap out of a satellite dish just because,
yeah.
and because it actually lets you do XL. So, uh, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I
I just
mean,
hope it has that kind of stuff in
yeah,
the next version.
yeah, like it needs more single player stuff. You know, like doing a certain number of trials, like an EX1 can, unlock the secret characters, things like that. So, something to reward the single player experience.
Mhm.
If they do announce
Mm.
like a Fexel 2, I mean, who knows? They could announce a sequel to Tetris the Grandmaster. So, you who knows?
True. It
It's.
might.
I mean, I'd play it too. Just to let you
Mhm.
know. But still, uh, that's what I want, and I'm sure you two would agree. Like, if a new Fexel is announced, we need to see some changes.
Hmm.
What do you what do
Yeah,
you what do you
I
think?
would agree. I would just say probably not in the gameplay department. I think just in the content and what's in the game. You know, I think
Hmm.
this is the best version of a fighting game I've ever played. It's massively fun. Everyone's busted in some way. There's tons of variety, even with the same character, based on what deck you choose. And I love the Gogi. I think if you took out the Gogi and kept everything else the same, it would be super boring.
Took out
Hmm.
the Gogi, but added uh XL. Like it'll be Alpha
Maybe,
it'll
yeah.
be Alpha 3 with the dash.
Yeah.
It'll be Alpha 3 with
We
the
know what
dash.
people think about Alpha 3.
Just saying, like the Gogi system is completely fine. I actually like the Gogi system. Um because Lord only knows, I mean, I get carried by it, but you know, it's like, when you're playing Apex and get carried by a lifeline.
Sure,
And
yeah.
Yeah.
Or your
that's
kill streak bonuses in Call of Duty, right? You get carried by those.
I don't know. Razzira, would you know something about that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's you just snowball very quickly.
Hmm.
All right, what do you guys think? Like the future of Fexo is going to be like? Let's say after Vortex Gallery.
I think it's gonna be fine. I think we're gonna keep running the monthly tournaments. Uh, Hopefully we can implement AD as well. Hopefully someone feels passionate enough to run AD as well, because I think the game has fun, like it has enjoyment. I personally don't like it as much, but I'm more than happy to compete. I just don't want to be the one running the tournaments.
That's
But
why that's why the that's why there's the joke that every time Geki loses, he hates the game.
yeah, true. I'm past that now. I'm past that now. But yeah. But no, I think nothing's gonna really change. We're just gonna keep, maybe adding one or two more people in the next couple of months. Maybe with Vortex Gallery, if people see it and see the EX moves, maybe they see Garuda do a full screen EX Shuga and it hits and kills. Maybe a chunk of people will play it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that could change a few things, but I think the massive shift is going to come from whatever Eureka announces or teases or shows off.
You said full screen EX Shuga and like a whole bunch of negativity just crossed my brain. a
Let
whole
me be
bunch of
top tier for once, man. Come
a
on.
whole bunch of bad situations just popped up in my head. I mean, I would like to, if I'm able to, I would like to go back to running the PS4 tournaments. But I don't know if I want to do it on Sundays though. Maybe I'll do it Saturday nights or something. Maybe more
Yeah,
people are available.
yeah, go
Who
for it.
knows? You know. Um,
Reserve, what do you think the future holds for Fexel?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because like even like as time progresses forward, it kind of flip flops. There's like these huge gaps where there's not a whole lot happening, and then something new will go on, and then you have these giant swaths of players that suddenly are in the game, or at least being active in the community in some shape or form. I don't know. I don't really know how to make heads or tails of it, because also I've been like really busy with school and other responsibilities, other commitments, so I haven't been able to be as active as I would like to be. So, huh?
Hollywood.
Oh,
Hollywood swinging.
I was so confused. I was like, is he speaking in code to me?
I guess my Yeti mic doesn't pick up the whispers that well.
But yeah, I'm not really sure. I would say it's uncertain, but uncertain in a way that like you just don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm not really I don't know how to make heads or tails of it, really.
Yeah.
Of course, we never know. We never know what the future holds for us. I mean,
Nope.
maybe tomorrow I might be able to finally do a backflip. Who knows? Actually, it's never gonna happen. But no, I'll still have fun with the game no matter how many times I take a break from it. I'll always come back to it. I mean, came back to it once, and then I came back to it again. I came back to it again and again and again.
Yeah.
So it's Fexel's like an ex-girlfriend you can't get rid of, but in a good way.
No, man. Fexel's like a supportive partner that is always there for you,
And that's it.
And they don't ask for anything in return. They just they just want your attention,
They just want to be played.
Yeah, they just want to be played. That's it.
They just want you to press their buttons the right way.
Yeah.
It's a family-friendly stream, folks. This has been.
I mean, ex-girlfriend as in like Fexel ex-girl? No, that's too much. That's
Fexel girlfriend?
You are.
I'm reaching. Sorry, I'm reaching hard.
A little too far there, good sir. I mean, I think what I would like to hopefully be able to do in the future, at least with Fexel, is we try to get some more exhibitions, and not just U.S. versus Canada, because we already got that result already.
Yeah, Canada's way better, obviously.
So the only thing. There's a Canadian been top 8 in Evo in Street Fighter.
Have they? I don't think so. No, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, y'all are good. Y'all are good at Fexel, and y'all are good at like Kusoge games. Like, Sailor Moon. Y'all are good there. Y'all got a strong community in Toronto. Bad. I mean, saying. They got pretty good Tekken players. But anyhow, I think I like doing these Fexel roundtables. I hope we can keep doing them because they're like super duper fun. We'll just be able to talk candidly about something we like. Sorry that this year I could not get a top tier overlay. I know last year we literally had a table in the overlay with us wearing shades, but work has had me busy to be able to think of that. So I hope y'all have enjoyed these inspirational quotes, these proverbs. I'll put them in the Discord as part of the memes channel. Any final thoughts, gentlemen, before Razzira goes live and I can rate him? Or
Razzira, you can go ahead. You can go first.
I don't know, man. Just play fighting games, dude.
Play fighting games.
It's let's make 2023 a pretty baller year, I guess, as the kids would say.
Yeah, don't make it cringe, right?
Baller. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Just make it a baller year in 2023.
Yeah, that's relevant no matter what.
Yeah.
No, but I would say, yeah, keep enjoying the Fexel content. I'm gonna, obviously keep running the PC tournaments. Hopefully, Arneezy will run the PS4. If he doesn't after a little bit, like after a few months go by, fuck it, I'll just start running it. I'll buy fucking PS Plus, even though I don't want to. But yeah, I'll buy the membership and I'll run it
You get free
as
stuff,
well.
man.
Yeah. I don't play online that much on PlayStation. But anyway.
You get free stuff. Like, I had to endure 8 hours of Death Stranding and because of it, but it's not for me. But
Fair.
so hopefully, with my stream schedule, folks, before this year, I want to try maybe do a little more weekend streaming. If it's during the week, of course, it's got to be during the day once I get done with this overtime. I would like to do Fightcade Sundays or Fightcade Saturdays, depending on my mood. Probably Sundays, just so we can all chill out and maybe Geki will finally be able to stop ducking all of us and play some games with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely do that. Yeah, actually, before we end the stream, I will figure out a way to do this Fexel content thing I've been wanting to do for several months. I didn't expect work to be as crazy as it was, but hopefully in the new year it'll calm down and I can do it.
Hopefully in the new year it'll be too.
Yeah, Arneezy knows what I'm talking about, but yeah, it'll be a weekly thing. A weekly bit of content that you can digest while you're waiting for the tournaments to come. And it'll involve myself always, and it'll involve certain people in the community, some which may or may not be on the screen right now or in the chat. So
I don't see BW.
Yeah, I know he's gone.
The official mascot of the North American FGC community or FX community.
Yeah.
But I would like to do, of course, I'd like to try to do more streams. Of course, I can. I also would like to do something new for my YouTube channel. Kind of like something like this, but a little different, But so for those that have missed it tonight, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. I'm going to get it uploaded in the morning and then have it scheduled to be public later on while I'm at work because, I have to go back to work tomorrow. I can't be like Geki and be on vacation. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. So I want to thank everyone that, of course, made 2022 pretty nice, pretty bearable. Thanks to the new folks that have stopped by and, in the community and we appreciate y'all. Like I said, we're super nice. We love y'all. And we hope to, continue to see the support from the Fexel, play Fexel. It's a fun time. Y'all have yourself a great evening. Happy New Year, everybody. And we'll see you guys on my next stream.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy holidays, everyone. Take care.
Peace.